Most people think leadership is about power, about control, about demanding respect. But they're wrong. True leadership isn't about being liked, it's about being followed. It's about commanding presence without begging for attention. And the secret? It's not charisma, it's not authority, it's something far deeper, something ancient. The difference between leaders who crumble under pressure and those who remain unshaken is one thing: Stoic mastery. While the weak react, the strong remain composed. While others get lost in emotions, the elite stay clear-headed. If you can harness this, if you can master these principles, you'll become the kind of leader people don't just respect, they depend on. But here's the problem. Most people have no idea how to do this. They let their emotions rule them. They seek validation. They fold under pressure. Not you, not after today. In the next few minutes, I'm going to break down the raw, unfiltered truth about Stoic leadership. No fluff, no cliches, just hard-hitting principles that will make you unshakable. But be warned, this isn't for everyone. This is for those who refuse to be average. By the time this video is over, you won't just understand Stoic leadership, you'll be able to apply it. And trust me, once you do, there's no going back. Hit that like button, drop a comment if you're ready, and let's dive in. Number 1. Lead with ruthless accountability. There's something deeply satisfying about being the person people can rely on. Think about that one friend, boss or mentor who never let you down. The one who stood firm when others folded. The one whose word actually meant something. That level of respect isn't given freely. It's earned through ruthless accountability. But here's the uncomfortable truth. Most people avoid accountability like a disease. They seek comfort, excuses, and scapegoats. And that's exactly why leaders who demand it, both from themselves and others, stand out like giants among men. Imagine walking into a room full of people who promised to deliver on a project. The deadline is up. The results, mediocre. Excuses are thrown like confetti. We tried our best. There were unforeseen challenges. We'll do better next time. But the truth is, they failed. Not because of the obstacles, but because they let themselves off the hook. Now imagine a leader who doesn't tolerate excuses. A leader who looks them dead in the eye and says, results, not reasons. No sympathy, no negotiations. Just the cold, hard expectation of excellence. At first, this might make people uncomfortable, even resentful. They'll whisper behind your back, call you too demanding, too harsh. But then something changes. The ones who can't handle the pressure, they leave. The ones who stay, they grow, they toughen up. They start holding themselves accountable before you even have to. That's how you forge a team of warriors, not a group of excuse makers. Look back at your life. How many times have you let yourself slide? How many opportunities have you lost because you settled for good enough? Now imagine if you had been held accountable every single time. Imagine if someone had forced you to meet your full potential instead of accepting your excuses. Where would you be now? That sting you're feeling. That's realization, and realization is the birthplace of change. But here's the real mind shift. What if you were that person for someone else? What if you became the leader who demanded accountability? Not just from yourself, but from everyone around you. What kind of force would you become? Number 2, silence is authority. Think about the last time you were in a conversation, a negotiation, or even an argument. Most people rush to fill silence. They're uncomfortable with it. They think the more they talk, the more they prove their intelligence or assert their dominance. But what if I told you the opposite was true? What if power didn't come from speaking, but from knowing when to stay silent? You've seen it before. The CEO who lets the room speak first, before offering a measured response. The leader who listens intently while others scramble to impress. The man who, instead of raising his voice, simply pauses and the whole room leans in, waiting. That's not coincidence. That's strategy. Silence is authority. Imagine this scenario. A meeting is getting heated. People are arguing, defending themselves, trying to prove they're right. You stay silent. You watch. You absorb. The tension in the room rises. Then, when the moment is right, you speak. Calm, precise, undeniable. Who do you think just controlled the room? Most people can't handle silence because it forces them to reveal themselves. They will try to fill it, exposing their insecurities, their need for validation, their weaknesses. Meanwhile, you remain composed, observant. In that moment, you are the one with control, because the one who controls silence controls perception. Now, look back at your past. How many times have you spoken just to prove yourself? How many times have you given away your power because you were uncomfortable with silence? What would have happened if instead you had waited, if you had let others show their hands first? Silence is uncomfortable because it forces the world to notice you, and once you master it, you'll never go unnoticed again. Number 3. Master emotional apathy. There's a strange phenomenon that happens when a man becomes completely indifferent to external validation. People suddenly crave his approval. They want his attention, his recognition, his respect. Why? Because nothing is more powerful than emotional control. And that's where most people fail. They react, they get flustered, they seek approval. But the true leader, he remains unmoved. Master emotional apathy, and you master power itself. Imagine you're faced with criticism. Someone is attacking your character, your decisions, your leadership. The average person would defend themselves, argue, get emotional, but you listen. No reaction, no flinch. You take the words in, as if analyzing them from a distance. You don't need to prove anything because your actions already do. Think about the most charismatic, respected leaders in history. Were they overly emotional? They were composed, calculating, measured. They understood that emotions are weapons, and the second you let someone else control yours, you've already lost. Now reflect on your past. How many times have you let someone else dictate your emotions? How many times have you reacted impulsively only to regret it later? What if you had just stayed still, unaffected, untouched? Emotional apathy doesn't mean you don't care. It means you choose when to care and when to be unmoved. It means never letting emotions control your decisions, only your strategy. And when people see that nothing shakes you, they start to wonder just how powerful you really are. Number 4. Weaponize your composure. Most people think leadership is about making noise, about asserting dominance, about being the loudest voice in the room. But the truth? The real power belongs to the one who stays unshaken, the one who refuses to react, the one who weaponizes their composure. In leadership, emotions are both a weapon and a weakness. The question is, who is wielding them? If you let anger, frustration, or panic control you, you are a puppet to circumstance. But if you control your response, you become untouchable. You become the one others turn to when everything is falling apart. This is what the Stoics understood. Marcus Aurelius ruled an empire under siege, yet he never lashed out, never let the weight of the world break him. Why? Because he knew this. Power is not about force, it's about presence, and presence is born from composure. Think about the last time you saw a truly powerful leader. Were they shouting? Were they fidgeting? Or were they calm, poised, in complete control? The truth is, people respect stillness. The more composed you are, the more dominant your presence becomes. The psychology of power. Through composure. There's a reason why people respect those who remain unfazed. Composure signals certainty. Certainty signals control. And control, it signals power. When you refuse to react, you force the world to adjust to you. This is why elite fighters train to hide their pain. Why great poker players never show emotion. Because the moment you reveal your reaction, you give your opponent a blueprint to break you. If they can get you to react, they can manipulate you. But if you remain unreadable, you win before the battle even begins. When you react impulsively, you look weak. When you take your time, when you pause, when you respond with control, you become an authority. People trust the one who doesn't panic. They follow the one who keeps their head when everyone else is losing theirs. Training yourself to stay unshaken. The ability to weaponize your composure doesn't come naturally. It's trained, forged. You have to build an iron wall between your emotions and your actions. Step 1. Master the pause. Before you react, pause. The longer you wait to respond, the more control you gain. Take 3 breaths. Let the initial wave of emotion pass, then speak. This alone will make you seem 10 times more powerful. Step 2. Control your physiology. Your body is the signal. Slower breathing, relaxed posture, controlled tone. If you look calm, you will feel calm. And if you feel calm, you control the room. Step 3. Speak less, observe more. Most people talk too much when they're nervous, but silence is dominance. Observe. Let others reveal themselves. The one who speaks less always has the upper hand. This is how you weaponize your composure. When you refuse to react, you dictate the terms. When you dictate the terms, you control the game. So the question is, when the storm comes, will you be the one breaking or the one watching it pass? Number 5. Enforce selective disregard. In leadership, attention is currency. Where you place it determines your success. But most people spend their attention recklessly, reacting to every insult, responding to every distraction, engaging with every critic. A true leader? They enforce selective disregard. Selective disregard isn't about arrogance, it's about precision. It's about choosing what deserves your energy and what doesn't. Weak leaders chase approval. Strong leaders dictate reality. The moment you start filtering out unnecessary noise, you gain control over your own narrative. The art of disregarding the right things. Step 1. Filter out emotional manipulation. If someone is trying to provoke you, they are trying to control you. Don't let them. Step 2. Ignore low-value opinions. Not every voice deserves your attention. Respect only the ones that hold weight. Step 3. Prioritize long-term impact. Short-term reactions waste time. Maintain your course. So, will you be led by distractions? Or will you enforce selective disregard and lead with vision? Number 6. Control by detachment. Imagine standing in the eye of a storm, calm, unshaken, and completely in control. Chaos swirls around you. People panic. Emotions flare. Yet you remain unbothered, making decisive moves with precision and power. This is the ultimate leadership weapon, detachment. It is not coldness, nor is it indifference. It is the ability to rise above the emotional whirlwind, to see reality for what it is, and to make strategic decisions unaffected by impulses or personal bias. The leader who masters detachment controls not just themselves, but the entire battlefield. But let's be honest, most people can't do this. The modern world is designed to keep you emotionally hooked. Social media, news cycles, workplace drama, and even personal relationships are engineered to pull you in, to make you react, to demand your emotional energy. Leaders who cannot detach are slaves to the emotions of others. They become erratic, easily manipulated, and ultimately weak. But those who develop the art of detachment hold true power. They don't just lead, they dominate. So how do you cultivate this kind of control? How do you detach in a way that makes you more effective, not less human? Here's how. 1. See people as they are, not as you wish them to be. Most people live in a fantasy when it comes to others. They assume loyalty where none exists. They expect rationality in an irrational world. They hope for honesty in a society built on deception. This is the first mistake that destroys leaders. They invest emotionally in illusions. A detached leader operates differently. They see people in their raw, unfiltered state. They observe patterns, not promises. They evaluate actions, not words. They do not expect fairness, kindness, or consistency, because reality does not promise these things. Instead, they work with what is, not what they want it to be. When you free yourself from expectations, you cannot be disappointed. When you stop hoping for people to be better than they are, you gain the ability to use them effectively. You start to recognize who is reliable, who is weak, who is deceptive, and who is an asset. Detachment gives you the power to maneuver, while emotional attachment blinds you. 2. Emotion is a tool, not a master. Weak leaders are ruled by their emotions. They take things personally. They get angry at insults, discouraged by setbacks, or overly excited by temporary victories. Their mood determines their strategy. And because their emotions fluctuate, their leadership is unpredictable. Detached leaders operate on a different level. They do not suppress emotion, but they weaponize it. They display anger when it serves a purpose. They show enthusiasm when it inspires. They use silence to create tension. But beneath all of it, they remain unaffected. Emotion is a tool they wield, not a force that wields them. Consider a negotiation. The emotionally reactive leader will become defensive, irritated, or even desperate. The detached leader, on the other hand, remains coldly analytical. They do not react, they observe. They let the other person expose their weaknesses, and when they strike, it is with precision, not desperation. Master this skill, and you will notice a shift. People will start to respect you more, even fear you. Not because you are cruel, but because they cannot predict you, and unpredictability is power. 3. Let go of the need for approval. Nothing weakens a leader faster than the craving for validation. When you need approval, you are vulnerable. You become hesitant, afraid of disapproval, and easily controlled by the opinions of others. Detachment means you no longer seek to be liked. You seek to be respected. You understand that leadership is not a popularity contest. Decisions that benefit the greater good will often make you enemies. Those who are too emotionally invested in being liked will compromise their values, weaken their stance, and ultimately fail. Look at history's most powerful leaders. The ones who changed the world were rarely loved by everyone. They were controversial, they were criticized, but they remained steadfast because they were detached from public opinion. They did what was necessary, not what was comfortable. 4. Maintain absolute presence. Without emotional investment. Some mistake detachment for disengagement. They believe that being detached means withdrawing, being aloof, or uninterested. This is incorrect. True detachment means you are fully present, but emotionally untouchable. You listen, you observe, you engage, but you do not absorb the chaos of those around you. Their panic does not become your panic. Their insecurity does not become your insecurity. You stand firm, unaffected, grounded. This is particularly crucial in high-stakes situations. Imagine a crisis unfolds in your company. Everyone is scrambling, emotions running high. A detached leader steps in with absolute clarity. Thank you for watching. I hope this video provided you with valuable insights into Stoic principles for effective leadership. If you found this content helpful, make sure to hit that like button. It really helps support the channel. Don't forget to subscribe for more deep dives into leadership, mindset, and personal growth. If you know someone who could benefit from these ideas, share this video with them. I'd love to hear your thoughts. Drop a comment below sharing your experiences or challenges with detachment in leadership. Your insights might just help someone else on their journey. Remember, true strength comes from within. Stay resilient, stay focused, and I'll see you in the next video.